Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Drivers Room Endurance Championship Season 4, Round 3, Tier 1. I'm your host, Kimaru, and today we are at Lago Maggiore Grand Prix Circuit. So, let's head down for the grid walk and see how the guys did in the GR1 Vision GT Monsters. Starting off in pole position, we have Mr. Smith. Vroom, vroom. We have Plux the Duck, Quack Quack. We have Uncle Bernie, Gadget 334. Lightning Nessie, Lion Nessie. Drift King Alex. We have Berkey Baby, also one of the Spice Boys. Mr. Sean. Lorcas. DJ Rice, is he going the right way? And are you ready, Ben? Alright, let's see how everyone gets on in today's race. Alright, we are about ready to get this show started. We're waiting for the green light to get on with our third race of this season, and Ricey has false started in the back. We're off from our third round of the Endurance Championship of this season. Good start from Plux. Poor start from Lionesy. Will he get himself ahead of Mr. Gadget again? That bug is a fast car. Looks like... oh, we have Mr. Sean with some damage. As we all know from Tier 1, this is heavy damage. So cripple your car, and you have to go into the pits, get that fixed. Flux the Duck, still in the lead. Will anyone be able to do anything about this beast when Mr. Stig isn't present? We will follow these two until lap 1 is complete. Smith and Plux are the two fastest boys in Tier 1. Very difficult guys to beat, but they can make a mistake or two sometimes. And these cars are notoriously difficult to drive as Smith goes wide. Lionesy has gotten himself a gap down to Drift King Alex. And Gadget's got himself some rare aero damage. That's not good. Berkey Baby hasn't scathed any damage. And Ben has damage as well. Will his bad luck ever disappear? We don't know. But it's usually a tradition for Ben to get smacked up the ass on lap 1. His bad luck just seems to follow him around. Lorca's following right behind. We have DJ has gotten himself up into 9th. Mr. Sean has been into the pits to fix that damage. As I said, these Audis are notoriously difficult to drive because of its aggressive hybrid system. When it goes charging out of corners, it just tends to torch its front tires. The hybrid system is not consistent at all. So you'll have to be a little bit more careful about the throttle input when you put the hammer down. But I think Plux and Smithy has got this under control, at least. As we round up lap 2, Lionesy is trying to keep up with the charging Audis down the straight. We have Mr. Alex in the Hyundai one of the cars I kind of detest because of its engine. And I thought we saw Berkey going into the pits, and he's gotten some damage. Has he parked it? He probably had some pretty good damage. And Gadget's been into the pits as well. Fixed his damage, and now they have a lot of catch-up to do with the rest of the field. Pluxaduck still in P1 as we try and go down the field and take a look at the rest. It's been developed a big gap down to the rest at the moment, and we have Ben up in the 5th place. Still charging around with the damage. Let's hope it doesn't slow him down too much, as Lorcas is right up his gearbox. Lorcas goes wide over the grass, cuts, and manages to power out on the straight and get past Ben. Ben, the ever-laughing Canadian. Ricey has gotten himself up in the 7th, unscathed any damage so far. Beautiful Chiron. Mr. Sean in 8th. The number of the beast. Berkey staying ahead of Gadget. I think the M4R crew made for racing is up to what is it now? 5, 6 drivers in the team. Gadget. I've said it before, I'll say it a million more times. Gadget's new design for this season is absolutely stunning. One of my favorite liveries in the championship. As we come back with Plux, who has gotten himself a big gap down to Smith, and look at the difference between Plux and Smith at the moment in tires. Smith is, from what I understand, still on the pad, so he is prone to a little bit more tire wear than Plux. Plux is a very consistent and fast driver on a wheel, and he should be having a little bit better throttle control than Smith, as we can see. That's what kills the Audis, it's the tire wear. And Lionesi barely has any tire wear on that 4-wheel drive heavy bug, and it is one of the most stable cars in this class. As we see Alex going wide into the last turn, but otherwise uneventful. Lorcas in 5th. And we have Ben. He's still staying out in that damage, and he's got Ricey right up his back alley as Ricey tries to make a move into turn 1. Ricey manages to finish the move and moves himself up into 6th position. And Mr. Ben will have to watch out from Mr. Sean, as Mr. Sean goes on the inside down this straight. This is where we'll see the Audi's hybrid just kick in and leave Ben in the dust. Holy crap, look at that. There's nothing Ben can do. He's completely defenseless down that line. So I think it's time for Mr. Ben now to get himself into the pits, fix that damage. So unlucky for my pal there. And we have Gadget up in the 9th with Berkey down to 10th. Maybe Berkey has had a spin somewhere. Maybe that little hairpin. It's so easy to do. This is one of my favorite tracks in the game, but at the same time, it's one of the tracks I struggle to be consistent on and actually excel at. So yeah. Moving back to Plux, he is alone and, well, leaving the field in his dust. So maybe the quack quack power is helping him get further away from the field. Quack quack. Nitro Smith is struggling a bit now. Oh, look at his tires. They are really suffering from tire wear. And Smith is aggressive on his tire wear. It is a little bit of his downfall, as we tried to mention Senna, who also was big tire monster, tire chewing monster, but he has gotten better after he transitioned to a wheel. He's not with us today. Oh, and Smithy goes wide. Oh no! Just slams it into the wall. Let's hope Smithy endures this. As we see Lorcas come up behind, charging down as he sees Smith. And Plux has gone into the pits. Gotten out on a set of Super Soft. He's probably going to do a quick sprint now. As we see Alex and Smith into the pits. Ricey staying out. The tires aren't looking that bad on the bug. I mean, not pug. There's no pugs in this one. And Ricey's got charging Shawnee at the back there. Smith has a lot of work to do now. And we see Gadget. And Gadget, as I've told you in past videos, he is a master fox at saving his tires. Ring fox at saving his tires, as we say in Norway. Norwegian saying. Ringrev. And his tire management is second to none. Gadget, watch out for him. Berkey Baby in 9th position now, and Ben has been in to fix his damage. Let's hope he can at least catch up to the guys and make up a few positions. As we go back to Sean and Smith and Ricey. Look how close Nitro Smith is to Sean. Going on board with Smithy now. Oh, that was... It looked worse than it was. And Lorcas, Sean, and Ricey have all been into the pits. Lorcas in the lightning fast Alpine down the straight, but it has a tendency to destroy its rear tires. And but other than that, it's a pretty decent car from what I understand. Just a little messed up after a few physics updates. Gadget in 6th place. Shawnee down to 7th. We have Berkey and Ricey, and we have Ben. As we go back with Smithy, he is charging up to try and catch up to Alex, but all the top 4 are now on fresh tires, so it's not going to make Smithy's life all that easy. I would just say this for Lorcas, watch out for Gadget. He's coming up behind, and he can probably drive those tires a lot longer than anyone else with the way he has developed his tire-saving driving style. And we have Berkey. He is struggling now on worn tires. He's got Ricey right behind. Ricey in the beautiful Arisla tobacco paper vehicle. I just love that livery. It's simple and yet just so clean. And Berkey was no match for Ricey on the straight. Just look at the tire wear. And Ben is trying to catch up. I think he'll be able to take Berkey down. More than likely, Berkey will go into the pits on this lap to get those tires changed. That's the biggest problem with the Audi on a track like this. Too many corners, it will burn the tires. As we see Berkey going into the pits, and Ben moves up to 9. All right, coming up on lap 15, we have Smith back up into 3rd, Lionessy up into 2nd. They've been in for a new pit stop change, and Plux is still charging away, and he's not having any fun at all. Lionessy 2nd, Smith 3rd. We have Alex up in the 4th, and Gadget is in the 5th. I think he's been into the pits. He can't possibly have been on those tires since last we saw him. Let's go for an onboard view with our fearless leader. Does he take the stab? Beautiful move into the hairpin. Nice and clean, and that moves Gadget up in the 4th ahead of Alex. As Alex punts Gadget a little bit, let's hope they didn't get damaged from that. Just a slight touch. Lorcas in 6th. Mr. Sean. There hasn't been any incidents that have been demanding for an instant replay either. Not that I can see anyway. Berkey Baby is back into 9th, but his tires are still going away. It's just been 5 laps since he was into the pits last, and we have Ben out on fresh tires. If Ben didn't get smacked up the ass as he usually gets, he probably would have been further up the field. As he collects himself a little beautiful half-second penalty. Plux the Duck is just all alone out on track, doing time trail runs. I wonder how much fun Plux actually has with No vehicle in front, no vehicle in back to challenge this man. But as the name suggests, he is Plux the Duck, and considering he's a duck, he is having to drive as fast as he can to avoid those filthy hunters. If anyone's played the Nintendo game Duck Hunt, you'll know what I'm saying. Linesi staying ahead of Mr. Smith, or Nitro Smith, as I promptly called him for the past year. Still looking for his nitro fuel during my off season, but I still haven't been able to find it. Every time I try to sneak into his workshop, I just get met by big, brawly bodybuilders. Whenever I try to ask a question, the only word I get every time is classified. That is a word I really, really, really hate. What can you tell me about Smithy's fuel? Classified is what I always keep hearing. I get so mad I feel I want to punch people. As we come back with Gadget in fourth, he's gotten himself a big decent gap down to Alex as Lorcas is moving up on Alex. Will Alex be able, Lorcas be able to make a move on Alex down the hairpin? No, not close enough. As we see Mr. Sean taking up the fight to these two. I think Alex is struggling. Yeah, look at his fronts at the moment. Going on board with Shawnee for a little bit. As we see, he's closing in quite a bit on Lorcas. And Alex goes deep. Alex is really struggling right now, and he's gotten himself a half-second penalty for his troubles. As he... Oh! What happened there? Right, let's take a look back at Alex, see what happened to the Drift King. He just understeers off the track. Gets a bad line, dirt on his tires. Tries to move into the pits and smacks into the pit wall. And then he has to abort his entry into the pits, and basically he is crippled for the next lap, which is not going to be doing Alex any favors. As Ben comes up, and now Ben smells blood in the water. That shark is now smelling blood, and it is the blood of the Drift King, bleeding out and is desperate for a patch. The white shark comes charging up. This has not been a good race for Alex. As we see Alex going off again, just has no grip at all in that little Hyundai. Struggles to find grip, and Ben just tries to stay out of any potential problems from Alex, and that moves Ben up into 8th. Very chaotic and very rookie drive from Alex on this lap. He's pushing his car as hard as he can with a damaged suspension, which he really shouldn't do. Trust me, I know. As we come back to Berkey, he probably smells blood in the water as well. Alex will have to go into the pits now, get his damage fixed. Just let's hope it is fixable, that the damage isn't terminal. Just look at how much Alex struggles, and he's not even going fast. Berkey will snag 9th, as Alex will drop And we see Plux coming up on the final stage of this track, catching up slowly to Alex. Only 10 racers today, so not a big field. Lionessy. There we have Smith staying in third. He's dropped one position, well, 2 positions from his initial quali. As we see Gadget out on fresh tires. Hasn't taken on any fuel. Mr. Sean. It's being followed closely by Lorcas. Lorcas, a very consistent driver, but don't think this car suits him very well. We have Mr. Rice. Well, Ricey. Also does commentary videos on YouTube, so check him out at Rice Racing. Ben is riddled with bad luck. That's very unfortunate, and he goes into the pits. Probably takes on a little bit of fuel. As Ben comes out on 9th. And we have Alex, he goes into the pits again. Maybe has thrown in the towel for this one. It looks like he has. As we see Plux coming into the pits for a tire change and some Bam Bam juice. Fills the tank, not up even halfway, and we have Alex still out. He's going slow. Points are points, Alex. Don't give up. Tier 1 offers more points than Tier 2 and Tier 3 combined. That's because Tier 1 is the top tier of the driver's room, where all the fastest boys are present. And our starter tier, not necessarily our slowest tier, but that is where everyone has to start at some point. If you'd like to join the driver's room, just contact one of the guys right here or myself, and we will point you in the right direction to our Discord and everything, and get you involved with this series. This is Season 4. Currently, we are on Season 5, but we are behind on our videos. Coming back to Lionessy at second, I should say. We have Smith closing in on Lionessy. Lionessy's tires are starting to go. Smithy's tires are in its prime still. Gadget is also closing in, but still quite a bit of distance behind. Coming up on lap 26, we have Ricey in 7th with Ben in 8th. He's gotten himself ahead of Berkey Baby again, and Berkey has fresher tires now. And the last time we saw Ben was at the beginning of lap 20, I believe, where he had changed his tires, and it looks like the Hyundai is chewing out its fronts. It could be the brake balance as well. Berkey on initially better tires right now, as we see the hybrid charging up. About 15 minutes to go of this race, 16. Awesome Alex has still not thrown in the towel, or maybe he's just in ghost mode. Yeah, I think he's in ghost mode. He's had enough, but he still needs to stay in the race to get some points. As we see Plux the Duck about to lap the Drift King for another one. Here we have Duck passing his teammate. Officially, we're not in a team in DREC unless it's in the lower tiers with the junior drivers, but the Spice Boys have made an exception. They're all running the M4R crew, made for ramming, well, made for racing. There is another word that I'm not going to say in this video because it is a very let's just say it's not it is R-rated word, I believe. So we're not saying that, but you can imagine what R could stand for when it's R-rated. We have Smith back up into second place. Linus E must have had a mistake somewhere. They're both on very similar tire wear. Gadget still trying to make a dent into the top three. Gadget, as well as we have seen now in the past few races, has also been riddled with bad luck when it comes to being damaged in lap 1. And it seems like bad luck just seemed... let me rephrase that. It seems that bad luck just follows Gadget and Ben through lap 1 this season. It's a shame because Gadget is a front runner, but with the bad luck always seeming to bunch up, it's not easy to make good points and good results, but it doesn't stop Gadget from trying. He is that experienced that his well, experience tells him that if he just keeps on pushing, keeps on staying patient, other people will make mistakes, and he can move up a couple of places. As we go down to Lorcas, he is in a big need for fuel. Mr. Sean coming up behind, looks fresh on fuel and tires. Lorcas stays out for one more. As we have Ricey, that bug is looking thirsty as he goes into the pits with Berkey Baby in 8th. I had a nickname for Berkey. I think it's Posh Spice or Spicy no. Purple Spice? I don't remember what the new nickname was, as we see Ben almost losing it into the last turn. I did call Berkey full Mean Spice after an incident in round 1, but yeah, I don't remember what the new nickname was at the moment. There's like 5 or 6 Spice Boys right now, so a little difficult to keep track of them all. As we see Plux coming through the first set of corners in lap 30. I expect at least 6, 7 more laps, maybe even 10. But I suck at math, so don't hold that against me. Smithy is looking desperate for fuel and new tires. Linus is looking good on fuel at the moment. Tires are starting to go off, and we see Gadget's tires are extremely good, and his fuel levels are very low. As I said earlier in the race, Gadget is a ring fox at taking care of his tires. It's something he developed in the break of 2019 up to 2020. He discovered a way of taking care of his tires in an unusually strong manner, so he can drive on super softs in a longer period of time than any other person on track. So let's just say a normal person would go in after 5 laps, the tires are cooked, they can't get any more performance out of it, and Gadget can stay out for maybe 5 or 8 more laps than them. So that gives Gadget a pretty good advantage. I have tried to ask Gadget what his secret is, and I think he is just that smooth on his inputs, so the tires aren't affected. I've tried to be smooth as well, but I have a very aggressive and stupid driving style, so I can't even match Gadget in that way. Gadget has experience, and he is a lot more experienced than me at the moment. As we see Lorcas coming up and diving into the pits, we have Mr. Sean. He is staying out for a couple of more laps. Ricey has been into the pits, gotten himself a fresh set of boots and some more Bam Bam juice. Ben in 8th, looks like he's got 8th covered at the moment, and Berkey Baby is following. And we see Alex with some damage on his front aero and front suspension again as he goes into the wall. Oh, and he collects himself. Oh, yeah. This is not Alex's day. Alex's strength is road cars and drifting, as his nickname says, Drift King Alex, but you can't really drift a GR1 car, as he's collected some more damage than I didn't even notice. Just look at how difficult that car is to corner. He has no control of this at all. He tries though, I'll give him that, but he just struggles to keep that thing planted. I just detest the sound of the Hyundai, as we see Plux with low fuel levels, but decently good tire wear. Just 8 minutes left of this race. We have Lioness in 2nd. Fresh tires, fresh fuel. We have Smithy in 3rd. He's probably been jumped in the pits. Gadget is slowly catching up, but I don't think he has enough in the tank to catch up to Smithy and Lightning Nessie. The Demon Sean is ahead of Lorcas. Mr. Rice. I've raced all of these people before, and they are a pleasure to race with. As I've said earlier in the other videos, I am taking a break for this season to rejuvenate my interest, and so I don't get burned out, as we see Ben ahead of Berkey, and Alex is not doing good. He's gotten himself some more damage. Alex must be hating this race at the moment, as we see Plux coming up behind Berkey and Ben. We're going to be following Plux now for one lap, see how he controls his car around the track. As you see him trying to overtake his teammate. No, Flux dives into the pits. Let's take a look at Gadget's driving style. That was Gadget. He's coming up on Smith. Maybe he can do a final charge on Smithy, but as we know, that overpowered Audi will scream away on the straight. Let's take a look down the field before we follow these two to the end in the last 4 minutes. Lorca's in 5th now, Mr. Sean in 6th. We have Ricey in 7th, Ben in 8th, and Berkey in 9th. Alex is, well, he's Alex. We have Plux the Duck, Quack Quack in P1. He's been dominating all race. No one's been able to do anything about the Duck. Lion SE is looking low on fuel. Hopefully it will last through the final few laps. And we have Gadget up into 3rd. What's happened? Taking a look back at Smith now to see what happened to the Nitro Man as he goes, oh, just understeers out of the track into the hairpin. Oh. I was hoping for a good battle between Gadget and Smithy, but again, we were robbed of some decent and good action in this race. Not the most exciting, but Gadget has at least clawed himself back from 10th up into 3rd. So a very good podium for Gadget and a very good decent amount of points. As we see Smith, he must be kicking himself after that mistake. Lorcas in 5th. He's been doing good in the Alpine today. Of all of these Vision GTs, I think the Alpine has the most reason to stay in a real LMP1 championship. It looks the part, more or less. The Audi is just, let's just say it's just a beast. As we see Ricey in the mighty Bugatti Chiron, trying to make a dent in Sean, but I don't think he has the time. It's just a minute to go. As we see Ben, low on fuel, tires are going off. Working on fresh tires, but a long distance behind. I think that is Plux coming up behind. That it is. Plux is on his final lap. And the Flash Monster Plux is flashing his lights. That is something he is also known for. But don't worry, Plux. No one's gonna bow to you just yet. You have nothing to gain by getting ahead that fast. Lioness in second here. We will follow Plux down to the finish line. Plux takes the win for round 3 of season 4. We have Lioness coming through the hairpin to finish off his lap. Ben has also finished the race. What about Alex and Berkey? Oh, Alex, just look at him. He's gotten into more damage. Just a troubled race for the Drift King. Berkey comes into 9th and collects himself some damage on the end and crashes into the wall. Great. Lioness comes up on the start finish to come home in 2nd with Gadget in 3rd. Good race from Gadget despite the problems. Smithy in 4th. Lorcas will come home in 5th. Shawnee in 6th, and we will have DJ Rise in 7th. Thank you all for watching, and come back next time for some more action on track. This is Kimaru, signing off.